Our show today focuses on the public's increasing concern with modern industrial agriculture practices. We reached out to all the major agriculture and chemical companies, and coincidentally, they all referred us to the Industrial Food Image Bureau. The head of IFIB is Buck Marshall. He joins me today. Welcome, Buck.
Thank you. Great to be here, Larry.
Now, you have been labeled, I want to get this right, a spin doctor for industrial agriculture, a master manipulator, and an evil creep genius who...
I prefer image consultant. See, that's the problem with labels. Often they just point out things that people don't really need to know. Vote no on GMO labeling.
GMO labeling. Okay, let's talk about your position on that.
I thought I covered that.
Well, in 2013, get this, nearly half of the states in America introduced bills requiring labeling on or prohibiting genetically engineered foods. You and your clients fought those bills. What's the harm in pointing out when food's been genetically modified?
Because it could be dangerous, Larry. Look what labels did for cigarettes. People stopped smoking. What would happen if people stopped eating?
You know, you represent a lot of companies who manufactured processed foods, known to be high in trans fats, sugar.
Well, not all processed foods are bad for you. By definition, milk is a processed food because it's homogenized. Therefore, if you're against processed foods, you're obviously homogenophobic.
I don't think that's what...
Get with the times, Larry.
Let's talk about the rampant use of subtherapeutic antibiotics and synthetic growth hormones in...
Professional athletes? Larry, do we try to keep our animals healthy? Guilty as charged. Do we add hormones so that we can get more out of them to be more efficient? Guilty.
Your critics say that you wouldn't need to use antibiotics if you fixed the unsanitary and inhumane conditions found at many industrial animal operations.
And that's why we passed the Animal Enterprise Terrorism Act, to protect us from those critics.
How so?
Well, it ensures that people can't trespass on animal enterprise operations to see what's going on back there. If they do, we can label them terrorists.
But I thought labeling was a bad thing.
Whose side are you on, Larry? The terrorists?
Bob Martin, the director at Johns Hopkins Center for a Livable Future, recently said, quote, I want to get this right, the animal agriculture industry has more money than the tobacco industry and the personality of the National Rifle Association. What do you say to that?
Thanks for the compliment.
Can we talk about the rampant use of petroleum?
No.
Buck, you have cleared up nothing and made everything more confusing and more complex. Frankly, I'm a little ticked.
Well, thank you. I hope that everyone's misconceptions are now a little bit more accurate.